Historical approach. The historical approach is not widely used in business of tourism. It involves an analysis of tourism activities and institutions from the evolutionary angle. It searches for the cause of innovations, their growth or decline, and shift in interest. Because mass tourism is fairly recent phenomenon, this approach has limited usefulness. The fourth point is managerial approach. The managerial approach is firm-oriented in the microeconomic or private section, focusing on the management activities necessary to operate a tourism enterprise, such as planning, research, pricing, advertising, control, and the like. It is a popular approach using insight gleaned from other approaches and disciplines. It is important to know the managerial approach. Product change, institution change, society change. This means that managerial objective and procedure must be geared to change to meet shift in tourism in the environment. Number 5 is economic approach. This approach is useful in providing a framework for analyzing tourism and its contribution to a country's economy and economic development. Because of its importance of both domestic and world economic, tourism has been examined closely by economists who focus on supply, demand, balance of payment, foreign exchange, expenditures, development multipliers, and other economic factors. The disadvantage of the economic approach is that whereas tourism is an important economic phenomenon, it is non-economic impacts as well. The economic approach doesn't usually pay adequate attention to the environment, cultural, psychological, sociological, and anthropological approaches. Number 6, that is sociological approach. Tourism is a social activity. Consequently, it has attracted the attention of sociologists who have studied the tourism behavior of individuals and group of people and the impact of tourism on society. This approach examines social classes, habits, and customs of both host and guest. The sociology of migration, tourism, leisure is a relatively undeveloped field, but it shows promise of progressing rapidly and becoming more widely used. As tourism continues to make a massive impact on society, it will be studied more and more from a social point of view. Many university has made many contributions in sociology of tourism. The seventh point is geographical approach. The geography study about location, environment, climate, landscape, and economic aspects. Geography is wide ranging discipline, so it is not neutral that geographers should be interested in tourism and its spatial aspects. Geographers' approach to tourism sheds light on the location of tourist areas, the movement of people created by tourism locals, the changes that tourism brings to the landscape in form of tourism facilities, dispersion of tourism development, physical planning and economic, social and cultural problems. Since tourism touches geography at so many points, Geographers have investigated the area more thoroughly than have scholars in many other disciplines. After this, we know about the forms of tourism. Here you can see what are the forms of tourism. That is purpose of visit. Which purpose a tourist can visit? Leisure purpose, educational purpose, business purpose, special interest. Number one, leisure tourism. Tourists may travel to experience in a change in climate and place and learn something new, enjoy pleasant scenery, or to know more about the culture of a destination. Tourists who seek break from the stress of day-to-day life devote their holiday to rest and relaxation, refresh themselves. These tourists prefer to stay prefer to stay in some quiet and relaxed destination, preferably at a hills resort. Tourists prefer to stay in some quiet and relaxed destination, preferably at a hill resort, beach resort, or island resort. This tourism includes the following form based on the activities undertaken. Nowadays, tourists undertake serious adventure sports activities for leisure and to refresh themselves after working hard. And the second point is cultural tourism. It is also called as a heritage tourism. People are curious to know about the foreign lands and their cultures. Culture is most important factors which attract tourists to a destination. Cultural tourism gives insight way of life of the people to distant land, dress, jewelry, dance, music, architecture, customs and traditions, fairs and festivals, religious, culinary delights, and many others. After that, the third is religious tourism. It is also called as pilgrimage tourism or spiritual tourism. It is the form of tourism where people travel individually, in groups, or for pilgrimage. The world's largest form of mass religious tourism takes place at the annual Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Modern religious tourists are made more able to visit and holy cities around the world. The most famous holy cities are Jerusalem, Mecca, Varanasi. The fourth is family tourism. Family tourism involves the family unit and their participation in diverse forms of tourism activity. Fifth point is health tourism. Health tourism is also called medical tourism. People have been traveling for countries to improve and rebuild their health and stamina. Today, many people travel great distances to exotic locations or healthcare facilities in far-away countries in search of medical treatment and care. Medical tourism is an age-old concept that has gained popularity in recent times. Many developing countries are emerging as hot medical tourism destinations capitalizing on low-cost advantages. The sixth is sports tourism. Sports tourism refers to travel which involves their viewing or participating in a sporting event, staying it apart from their usual environment. Sport tourism is a fast-growing sector of the global travel industry. Sport tourism refers to people traveling to participate in a competitive sport event. Normally, these kinds of events are motivators that attract visitors to visit the events like Olympic Games, FIFA World Cup, Cricket World Cup. etc. Sports tourism can be adventurous also. Adventure sports tourism is also called as adventure tourism. Adventure sports tourism is more challenging because it takes the tourist into villages which are less frequently visited and may not have easy access. According to the National Tour Association, adventure tourism is a tour designed around adventurous activities such as rafting, hiking, or mountain climbing. Adventure sports tourism is a package of recreation, enjoyment, education, thrills of participating in an adventure. After this, we have to know about the alternative forms of tourism. Alternative tourism aims at seeking a change from impersonal traditional tourism and establishing cardinal rapport between visitor and local community. Instead of using touristic commodities, these tourists prefer to use or share the services of local people. The focus in this province is preserve natural environment, authentic atmosphere, and cuisine and local traditions. Alternative tourism is nowadays regarded as a key of sustainable development. It is also known as special interest tourism. It is of various types: ecotourism, food tourism, agro-rural tourism. After this, we know about the different tourism systems. Leipier's geospatial model. Tourism happens only when people travel from their residence to the destination to enjoy the beautiful landscapes or the historical interest. Otherwise, tourism can't be considered as tourism and a tourist not as the tourist. For example, a person who visits the Forbidden City in Beijing can't be regarded as tourist if he lives and works in Beijing. Therefore, a tourist has to leave his residence for a certain destination by means of transport. The special movement from his residence to the destination plays an important role in realizing his travel desire. What is more, while traveling, a tourist will consume the tourism product. On the other hand, he also helps to produce it in that he can choose his destination route and service freely according to his own likes and dislikes. This can help improve the design and quality of the tourism product. You can see the Leiper's tourism model in left, that is travel generating region. In right, you can see the tourist destination region. Both are connected, the departing traveler and returning traveler. And in the middle, you can see the transit route region. Lapierre outlined three geographical elements in this model, that is traveler generating region TGR, number 2 tourist destination region, and number 3 is transit route region. The traveler generating region or home region refers to the place where the tourists come from. It is the generating market which stimulates and motivates the travel. After that, the second topic is Mathieson and Wall model of travel buying behavior. Mathieson and Wall suggest a linear five-stage model of travel buying behavior. Although all the stages of tourist decision making process are equally important, it is final stage that is critical to securing repeat visit to a destination. The tourist satisfaction is evaluated against tourist expectation or benefits sought from visiting a particular destination. In this regard, cultural tourism products are more often than not capable of securing consistency between tourist expectation and the actual clarity of subliminal messages associated with the consumption of specific cultural products. For example, the experience of from visiting a museum can't be confused with that of a Jew. Consistency also arises from the essence of cultural products, that is, the experience derived from learning. Learning is the consumption of culture takes place through the interpretation of cultural heritage. Two disciplines well established and understood in management theory, which leave little room for a mismatch between tourist expectation and actual performance. The same can't be said for many other tourism products, such as leisure, which depends on overall tourist satisfaction. With the total of universal tourism products incorporating experiences derived from weather, hospitality, crime, and many other factors outside the realm of the core product. It should also be remembered that tourism product is experience in its totality, and although the decision-making process, tourist expectation, and the benefits sought relate to a core tourism product, the evaluation of post-trip satisfaction against consumed experience taken into consideration a total tourism product that encompasses the attraction, transport, accommodation, food costs, weather, and many other elements which form the total tourism experience. After that, the third topic is Mill and Morrison model, a more commercial oriented system who argue that the system consists of four blocks, that is market, travel, destination, and marketing. Market highlights the destination of the individual to travel or become a tourist. Travel describes and analyzes the where, when, and how of the individual tourist travel behavior. Destination consists of study of the destination, that is, the attraction and service that are used by the tourist. Marketing highlights the importance of marketing in encouraging people to travel. You can see in image that Mill-Morrison tourism system. At first, marketing is important. After that, market is important. After market, travel is important, and then the destination. Both are all are linked with each other. Mill-Morrison consumer behavior model is clinical in nature. It suggests that each element of tourism system reinforces and influences the next. According to Mill and Morrison, the key components of the system are market, travel, the destination, and marketing. To look at this in more detail, market demand is determined by a number of internal and external influences which affect the purchase of travel. In these internal influences, the travel element of the tourism system, since the demand for the product encourages the development of transportation network to meet this demand. In this is in turn influences the type, nature, and level of supply of tourist infrastructure and facilities at a destination. This sequentially influence the marketing strategy for a destination and market segment. The way in which destination markets itself and communicates its product offering to its market can stimulate the level and type of consumer demand, which is influenced by a number of internal and external factors. The model can have certain general uses like total demand of the market and can be studied by taking into account the external and internal factors. The model can specifically be used by the tourism promotional agencies, travel intermediaries, that is tour operators and travel agents for evaluating the various levels of buying behaviors of tourists. Mathieson and World Tourism System Model. What are the systems? At first, the tourist demand. What tourist demand? Then, tourist movement. After that, the tourist destination. And after that, the impacts of tourism, carrying capacity, tourism ethics, evolution and control, and tourist behavior and destination characteristics all are linked together. After that, the next topic is Butler's tourism area life cycle, that is TALC. The basic idea of Butler's 1980 tourism area life cycle model is that a destination begins relatively unknown and visitors initially come in small numbers restricted by lack of access facilities and local knowledge, which is labeled as exploration impeded. As more people discover the destination, word spreads about its attraction and amenities are increased and important. Tourist arrival then begin to grow rapidly towards some theoretical carrying capacity stagnation, which involves social and environmental limits. In the next picture, you can see the life cycle. In the left hand, you can see the number of tourists and it proportional to the time. The first point is the exploration. After the exploration, that is the involvement, then development, then consolidation. After this, the stagnation. After this, the rejuvenation. After this, the reduced growth, stabilization, decline, and immediate decline. Here you can see the points, that is exploration, involvement, development, consolidation, stagnation, decline or rejuvenation. After that, we go to the next topic, that is Doxey's irritation index. According to the Doxey's theory, when there is no tourist activity in the region, host and curious and interest in tourists, they are welcome, delighted and excited about the tourist presence. Furthermore, it is a general phenomenon that more people move in and out of tourism sectors. Moreover, when the number of tourists increases, they are taken for granted and contact between tourists and hosts become more formal and local. The theory becomes indifferent towards tourists. They don't know whether to welcome tourists or not. When the number of tourists reaches to a maximum level, tourism development reaches the saturation stage and the rate of tourism growth is expected to be even higher. Costs become concerned over price rises, crime and tourist greediness and cultural rules being broken and eventually irritated by tourist present, tourist perceived as an annoyance. You can see the graph of Doxey's irritation index. And here totally described about the irritation index. After that, we move to the next topic, that is Crompton's push and pull theory. Push and pull model. Tourism is based on the distinction between factors which encourage individuals to move away from their home setting through tourism, that is push factor, and those attributes that a different place which attract or pull them towards it. What are the factors? That is push factors. Fulfilling the prestige, enhancing the relation, seeking relaxation, enhancing the social culture circle, sightseeing variety, fulfilling the spiritual needs, gaining knowledge. What are the pull factors? That is events and activities, easy access and affordable history and culture, variety seeking, adventure, natural resources, marketing efforts.
Thank you everyone. That is for today. Please like, share and subscribe the channel.